Building an efficiently operating team. I often joke with my friends that after working in human resources for so long, I have developed a skill predicting the career path of a professional, and where they will be in the next 5 years. At first, my friends didn't believe me, but after a few years, they realized that my predictions were often accurate. Of course, I am not someone who reads fortune or physiognomy. Instead, I observe the professional's ability to lead a team. Those who possess strong leadership skills not only get the job done but also inspire their subordinates. Even if they are not directly involved in the business, they can still manage it effectively. Their subordinates continue to grow, and the company can confidently promote them. However, I have also observed that many managers fall into 2 traps when leading a team. The first is the inability to delegate tasks and effectively utilize their team. These managers are usually very nice to people and avoid offending anyone. The team appears to be harmonious, but the business does not develop. The second situation is when managers are very dominant and know how to pressure their subordinates, but the team has a high turnover rate. As the company's business grows faster, the management skills required for the team become higher. The team's development is like changing tires on a highway, which means that the team's self-renewal cannot affect the development of the business because there is not much time and space left for you. To ensure efficient team operation, it is essential to master the two-line management approach, which involves managing people through tasks and managing tasks through people. Firstly, managing people through tasks. As a team leader, you must have a clear understanding of the team's key goals and tasks. Without clear goals, a group of people is just a gang, not a team. You need to set overall goals for your team in stages, based on the company's strategy and overall incentive mechanism. Once you have set the overall goals, you need to assign tasks to each team member reasonably. A general principle is to assign key tasks, key areas, and key clients to your capable and positive subordinates. This is like planting good crops in good soil. You should also tilt promotion and salary opportunities towards them accordingly. There is no need to be fair and distribute tasks equally among subordinates. If there are differences in their abilities, but their work content is similar, it is not unfair. Although, as a team leader, you probably have a good idea of each subordinate's work ability, I still recommend that you have a conversation with each of them before assigning tasks. The conversation should include telling them the team's overall goals and asking them which type and size of tasks they would like to undertake under this goal. After receiving feedback, you can give your suggestions. This conversation not only makes subordinates feel valued but also turns task assignment into a discussion, helping them establish a sense of overall awareness and responsibility. Once tasks and responsibilities have been assigned to individuals, as a superior, your role is to track performance, provide business guidance, and provide necessary resource support when needed. During this process, you must make it clear to subordinates that while you can provide help, they are the primary responsible person. A unicorn company's China region leader once showed me a breakdown chart of her team's tasks. She transformed business objectives into over 50 process indicators. From acquiring new customers through the app to re-engaging old customers, each number had a designated subordinate or project team responsible for achieving the goal. The entire team had a clear objective and well-defined division of labor. Through managing tasks, a manager can establish a results-oriented performance culture within the team. However, if there are only tasks without any personal touch, such a team will not go far. This is where managing through people comes in, as specific tasks are completed by individuals. The emotions and states of subordinates directly affect work results. Therefore, managing through people is more like a people-oriented management philosophy. How can we put people first? It starts with 2 main issues for subordinates: whether they have a sense of achievement in their work and whether they feel a sense of belonging to the organization. What is a sense of achievement? The core meaning of a sense of achievement is the realization of personal strengths and value. A 25-year study on career development shows that people are more likely to gain a sense of achievement when they do what they are good at. Therefore, as a superior, you need to identify your subordinates' strengths and help them find opportunities to utilize them. Of course, career positioning is a big topic and not the focus of this lesson. However, when your subordinates' work status is problematic, you need to consider whether their current work is interesting and fulfilling. Many times, just because a company has designed a position, it does not mean that subordinates can only do that job. For example, in the finance department, the cashier can only handle cash, and the expense accountant is only responsible for bookkeeping. In fact, there are many public affairs in the department, and smart superiors will turn these public affairs into small projects, allowing suitable employees to take on certain roles, such as external coordination or audit project liaison. This can also help subordinates better explore themselves and find suitable tasks and project opportunities. Speaking of a sense of belonging, team building is essential. Yes, it is usually referred to as team building, and you may think it sounds old-fashioned, but it is definitely necessary. If you do team building well, you will get 90 points. If not, you will get 60 points. But if you don't do it at all, you will get 0 points. Don't expect the team to automatically form a cohesive atmosphere without doing anything. You may find that employees in different departments of the same company have different spirits, which reflects the team building ability of different team leaders. No matter what your leadership style is, I suggest you put team building on your to-do list. For example, find an opportunity to publicly praise or reward a subordinate once a week. Create an opportunity for everyone to play together once a month. Celebrate a team milestone once a quarter. Playing together is essential. I highly recommend finding a project that interests most team members and playing once a month. I once took my startup team to play soccer, and after 3 years, the turnover rate of employees who participated in the team was half the average level. You can also consider building your team into a learning and communication platform. You can establish a learning community to share learning resources, or you can set a fixed learning time, such as half an hour after the weekly meeting, and arrange team members to take turns to share a topic. Based on my many years of experience, to make the team operate efficiently and have the ability to self-iterate, a very good way is to establish a culture of everyone is an organizational developer, and distribute the responsibility for organizational development to everyone. For example, let subordinates participate in company job fairs and presentations, encourage them to recommend candidates within the company, let subordinates develop training courses, and take new people under their wing. By involving subordinates in these activities, their loyalty can be enhanced. They will feel that having the opportunity to participate in such events means that the company does not treat them as outsiders. Moreover, by letting relatively senior subordinates act as assistants, they feel that they are being cultivated, and their motivation is naturally high, and you will not be alone in your efforts. Prepare your policy speech. Earlier, I shared my experience in building an efficient team. Many managers are parachuted into a company or a new department. They face the challenge of leading an existing team, and establishing authority at the beginning is also important. If you are in this situation, I would suggest that you carefully prepare a policy speech. The so-called policy speech is the first formal self-introduction and sharing in this new company or team. This speech requires you to spend time preparing. You don't need to rush to do it as soon as you arrive at your new position. You can spend 2 weeks or even longer to fully contact every stakeholder, including your superiors, important subordinates, sister departments, and key customers, to understand the situation. Then prepare the content accordingly. Generally speaking, this speech will include the core content of 3 parts. The first part is about your personal career experience and life introduction. The purpose is to establish trust through understanding. This part does not need to be too serious. You can share interesting stories from your career and more photos from your life to bring you closer to your subordinates. The second part is your management style. I suggest that you openly tell your subordinates the work style you most hope for, the qualities of subordinates you admire, and the values you absolutely cannot tolerate, that is, the rules. This is equivalent to saying the ugly things first. Saying these things is to reduce the communication costs between you and your subordinates, and not let them spend time and energy guessing your thoughts. The third part is your work direction. How do you plan to lead the team to carry out work? Especially, tell everyone what similarities and differences you have with your predecessor. It is worth reminding you that once the rules are set, they must be executed. We know that every team also has inertia. If you want to do better than your predecessor, you must adjust the original work style. Of course, I do not recommend that you come in and set the world on fire right away, as this can easily cause subordinates to resist. However, I also want to remind managers with a more gentle personality that if a subordinate's behavior violates your rules, you have to kill the chicken to scare the monkey. Criticize and educate, or punish within your authority. Especially at the beginning, you need to let the team see your determination.